All right, and we are live. Welcome, Highfalutin Ski Bum Podcast, episode number 224. It is your pals, sleep deprived, but cranking on, Mario and Brian. Mario, what's up?
Cranky and cranking on, man. It's been I don't know, it's been a wild it's just today it's been effed up. We were talking about it, like you too. Work fuckery, right?
Life fuckery.
Life fuckery.
And I hate being the guy complaining because so many people have 2 kids, but Jesus Christ, man. Like you just get used to a way of life. You get used to doing something a certain way, and then all of a sudden you get like an ace of spades, or someone throws a baby jaguar into your house. Like that's what it feels like. It just feels like you're so comfortable, you're used to doing things, and then all of a sudden everything just gets topsy-turvy, flipped around, changed.
Like somebody took your house and just shook it up and down and just dropped it, and now you're like kind of discombobulated, right?
But then threw a baby jaguar in there just to kind of make things crazy, mix things up. So
throw it in the mix.
It's just been tough getting through everything. But you know, the podcast, it's a priority. It's important. People are looking forward to it. We love doing it.
Oh yeah.
It's a time to get away. I do get the stink eye when I'm like, I gotta go down and do the podcast now.
Yeah. Look, do you? Yeah,
but
I do.
I goddamn do. Everybody, you guys, you need the podcast. So we're here. We're not letting you guys down. We're not letting ourselves down because we've built this baby over the last 5 years. We love doing it. We love that you're listening. Thank you so much for listening. If you want more information, check us out, skibumpodcast.com. We're on your favorite. What kind of apps are we on? Social media apps. All those places where you go and learn to hate your friends and family because of their political views.
Well, it's Spotify
Facebook,
and
Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Untapped is a social network you want to go to if you just don't want to think about politics.
And we're on Amazon Music.
Podcasting apps. Yes, Amazon Music, the new one's out. Google has their new podcasting platform. Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, everywhere. Please go check us out. Also, ski season, snowboard season, ready to go. Almost. You need stickers. Hit us up. DM us on Instagram or send us an email, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. And thank you for everyone who has been emailing us. We really do appreciate it. Kind of gives us a little bit of fire too. Keeps us
keep me going some days, right?
Just the love that we get. It's really cool. The shop, I haven't updated it. I fucking suck. I really do. We have new swag. It's supposed to be going in the shop. I haven't got it out there yet.
We'll send you pictures,
Guess
right?
what, Brian? You're not going to sell a lot of products if you don't have them on the goddamn website. You think I don't know this? You think I don't know this? I know this. I'm trying to get by. This week, I know I say it every goddamn week. This is the last week. I get paternity leave for a month. Yes, I'll be busy changing poopy diapers and taking care of my maniac son and getting ready for ski season. But I will also have a little more time in a day to get podcast stuff done, which I am psyched about. So It's going to be there right in time for the holidays. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas. What other holidays exist? I don't know. There's probably some new ones. Festivus.
There's going to be some fucking protests about another holiday or something.
Protestivus. If you want to celebrate Protestivus after the election, go to skibumpodcast.com/shop and buy some swag there. We're happy to help you out.
I like it. It's like Festivus. I'm writing this down. Protestivus.
It's a protest and Festivus combined. Because you've got grievances, you're going to air them. Showing of strength. Is that one of the ones? Wasn't that one of the Festivus things?
Yes.
Feats of strength.
Feats of strength. That's
there
where they wrestled. George, I think you got him this year. He's wrestling his dad.
Protestivus. That's going to start pretty much after election day, let's be honest.
And that one gets paired with Malort because one of Malort's slogans is "Tonight you're going to fight your dad." It's perfect.
These pants aren't going to shit themselves.
Exactly.
Malort, and I have my Malort right over here.
I think it's Protestivus, sponsored by Malort. It's the Malort holiday.
Oh, I love it. But yeah,
we got to break out some Malort soon.
I think the closer it gets to election time, I think we're going to have to do that. I think whatever
Can
the podcast
give away Malort. I don't know if we can give away.
Dude, we don't have enough to give away at this point.
No, I'm going to get a shipment. We got to get a shipment in.
Why don't we start making bathtub Malort?
Bathtub. Hey, it might make you blind, but it's all right. It's Malort.
You know what? I don't think you need a bathtub. It's probably you just put like rat poison in your dehumidifier and it turns into Malort.
You think we can get a Malort sponsor?
I mean, I don't know how many other people are looking to have Malort be their sponsor, but
Hey, next time you're at an umbrella bar on the fucking ski mountain at Après, first thing you drink, line up some Malort. People will be like, "What is that? You're so exotic." That
dude, you could be like, remember like Duff Man on The Simpsons? You'd be like Malort Man. You're like,
It's
you're like open
Malort
up your
Man.
jacket. You're like, who wants some Malort? People are like, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, you can make that the theme of your local ski mountain. One of your indie mountains. That would be freaking awesome, right? You go up.
Ooh, yeah.
This is known as the Malort capital of the Eastern Seaboard.
Mount Malort.
Mountain Malort. Mountain Malort, man. Big old beard and on the Malort. You have to make like a Malort beer.
Well, think about how in sports all the stadiums are now corporate sponsorship. You know, you have like the Wilson Energy Dome or whatever. What about that? If that happened at ski mountains? What if you had like Malort Mount Brighton or something?
Well, they're gonna change Squaw Valley. It could be Malort Valley.
Malort Valley.
You want a name for Squaw? Malort Valley.
Malort Valley. There you go, Mosley. What do you think?
That offends me in a good way.
Yep. And then Johnny Mosley's gonna get sponsored by it because, you know, whatever rum is sponsoring him now is out.
Yeah.
We could have like a flaming Mosley.
Flaming Mosley.
A Malorton Mosley.
Oof. Give me a Malorton Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
This has legs. I wrote it down, which is the magical book of things happening eventually in the future.
Well, the funniest times is when things get so off the rails and you write stuff down and the next day you look at it, you're like, what the how did we get from there to there?
Dude, I have I write sometimes in a book, like a bound book, and then sometimes I'll write on a pad. I'll look through it every once in a while. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Sometimes I think
it's genius though.
Yeah, sometimes I think like I write a lot of crap down too. And one day I hope that after I die, which hopefully is not too soon, someone just finds it and just starts reading it and is like, what the fuck? There was a ticking time bomb here the whole time.
It's like the fucking Da Vinci Codex.
It's like the Da Vinci
the
Code
Lost Codex
times like the friggin' Unabomber rantings. Like
that's it. Well, Da Vinci used to write in a mirror, so he'd write backwards, like mirror-like, in his script, and it's pretty cool because like to decode it, they used to have to, you know, they figured it out like because you can't just glance by and figure out what it is. So I was like, that's pretty cool. He was a smart mofo. He
had a lot of time on his hands. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think Bill Gates bought a lot of his originals, the original codex. Yeah, he's got a bunch of them. I bought one. It's a, I think I have it up here. Yeah, it's one of his notebooks, the Codex, Leonardo da Vinci.
Nice.
I got a bunch of Legos on top of it though, so I can't pull it down because I'm like a fucking 5-year-old.
Well, see, you're a builder, just like Da Vinci was.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone.
Legos on it. It's true though. It can't make that shit up.
If you follow us on Instagram, you will know this is a fact. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We really do appreciate it. Hit us up on all those things, like I just said, and we really do appreciate it. If you can go to your favorite podcasting app, rate us and subscribe. That would really help us boost the numbers. Get out to more people. Spread the love. And again, thank you. So, Mario, let's kick it off. Not our usual Après today's. We're going to it's a Monday. And it's been a bit of a humdinger of a weekend, which is why we're recording this on a Monday versus our usual Thursday or Friday. But here we are.
Oh, yeah. Here we are.
Do you want to start out?
I think, why don't you start out this week?
All right, we'll start out today. So I had a beer with dinner today. And
nice.
we have a visitor from out of town. And I've been eating like such crap. Like all the things that he can't get at home, like we're eating. So like all terrible pizzas and nachos and beer and all kinds of all fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like stuff that just makes you feel like crap if you're trying to be healthy. So I am not drinking anything alcoholic right now, but I am drinking liquid IV. I don't know if you ever had this stuff before.
I've seen it. I haven't. Oh no, I did have it, but it used to come in little plastic vials.
Oh, did it? Yeah. It's a hydration multiplier.
Used to give me a stomach ache.
Really?
Yeah, so I stopped doing it.
It does make me crap my pants a little bit, but I feel very hydrated.
Oh,
Not really.
that's really good.
Not so much.
I always
If you
look for
do-
that in a nice brew.
If you want to be a sponsor of Liquid IV, it does not make me crap my pants. I was just joking. That's what we do here. Ski comedy. That's what we do
Schemity.
here. We're schemity here. But no, it's powered by CTT Cellular Transport Technology. It is a non-GMO electrolyte drink mix. And this particular flavor is passion fruit. Very passionate. So you take a whole packet of this bad boy. You're supposed to put this in 16 ounces of water. And that just seems way too sweet. So I put this in like a big, giant Yeti jug. I think this is like either 36 or 40 ounces. I'm not exactly
Nice.
sure. And one packet in here, water, ice, just a little bit of flavor you get from it, but it's enough. And their whole thing is they say that one glass of water with this in it is equivalent to 3 glasses of water hydration wise.
Wow.
I don't know what's in it, if they have crack in it, but I started drinking it a few days ago and I think about it when I wake up in the morning and I think about it when I go to bed at night. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe we should dial it back a bit. But I do feel more hydrated. I feel more moist. That's a good thing. I feel
good.
moister. I feel
It's
moister.
getting a little drier up there, right? So it's getting colder and drier. And once the heat
Snow is
kicks on,
starting to fall across the Northeast, my friend.
it's good.
It's his. So yeah, this is what I'm drinking today. I'm staying hydrated. I'm staying focused, functional.
All right.
That's all I got. That's it. Liquid IV. Delicious. Passion fruit. Hydration. Moisture.
Boom.
What do you got?
So I got another one out of the beer of the month box. I did get a present of a beer advent calendar from Costco. So that's gonna have to be chilled and broken out soon.
Beer advent calendar from Costco.
Yes, you gotta look in Costco now because they have a beer advent calendar, a wine one, and I think they might have a shot one. I think our buddy Rich did the shot one last year. He did something like that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And these are bottled beers, but it's all German beers. So I don't know.
There's
We'll
no
see.
Malort advent calendar.
It's the same Malort every fucking day.
Just every day.
God damn it! It's another one.
It's like Groundhog Day in hell.
That's right. But I got a beer now from the beer of the month. I didn't realize that not all of them were Old Potosi, so I got to actually check the others. I think a few of them were there, but this one is from Upland Brewing Company.
Upland Brewing?
Upland. And they are in, I think it's Indiana, by Bloomington. Well, they have several locations, but the main one.
Indianapolis?
Yeah, is that the main one?
Looks like it. Upland FSQ Brewing.
Yeah.
Fountain Square.
Fountain
I guess
Square.
that's like a different location. Yeah.
Yes, he has all the different.
Cool.
But this one is called their Champagne Velvet, and it's a year-round Pilsner. I gotta say it's pretty good and easy drinking. So a little malty, which I like.
And Pilsner is the kind of beer that's the beer that people who know what they're doing want to show off, because Pilsner is a tricky beer to get right.
Yeah. And it's kind of, this is around the time it's a little after Oktoberfest, but kind of around that time I think about Pilsners and Marzens and all
Is there
those.
a pumpkin spice Pilsner? Is that a thing?
There should be. There's probably one in the works.
Pilsner spice latte? Is that at Starbucks right now?
Oh, that's at Dunkin' Donuts. They have that and the donuts already.
Dunkin' Donuts. Well, it's not Dunkin' Donuts anymore. It's just Dunkin'.
Just Dunkin'. Dunkin' my balls. Dunkin' what? Like
Hey,
what's going on there? I don't know what it is sometimes.
Is there Dunkin' in Florida?
Oh, all over the place.
There is, right?
Yeah.
It's an East Coast thing for the most part, right? Dunkin'.
It's funny when I lived in Charlotte for a while, and this was way back, they had like 2 or 3 Dunkin' Donuts in the entire place. And I remember one day they got shuttered up because the guy wasn't paying his franchise fee that owned them.
Dick.
And then they opened up like the next week. I guess they played hardball with him but yeah, it's funny. Certain areas are, I wish this was Tim Hortons area. That would be great.
A little double, some Timbits.
I mean, there's no Timmy. I don't know if there's any Timmys in Florida, but whenever we go up to Canada, we hit the airport, and you know what they have in every airport, every Canadian airport? Timmy's.
At least 3 Timmys.
Oh yeah.
I really wonder, do I actually like Tim Hortons because I can't get it, or is it because it's actually good? There was one.
There's one in the city.
There was one in the town over from me.
Oh,
and
was
when
there?
I first moved here, I went and I got a big cold brew or iced coffee, and it was disgusting. And less than 2 months later, the Tim Hortons was gone.
Ah.
I don't know if it was me. There's one in Bridgewater, actually, New Jersey. I think it's open 24/7.
Well, didn't the
Tim
parent
Hortons.
company buy Tim Hortons and
Burger King?
Burger King, right? So
Yeah.
if you go to Burger King, why don't they have Tim Hortons coffee?
Well, I think Burger King bought Tim Hortons.
Right. But
think
why
that's
wouldn't they
how it went,
carry
right?
Tim Hortons coffee? That would be awesome, right? You get people going to Burger King just for the goddamn coffee.
Get a Whopper and some Timbits.
Well, you know what it is. You walk in there, be like, I'm not eating a goddamn thing in this place. I just want my Tim Hortons. And you go in there and you be like, yeah, I'm hungry. Give me a breakfast sandwich or something. The breakfast isn't too bad. Breakfast anywhere is not. It's just eggs. But and then you're hooked. And you're like, oh, I'm going to Burger King again. Maybe I'll get something else. That's how they get you in. Get you in with the Tim Hortons, and then bam, you're hooked. Eating 2 burgers a day.
I think most people aren't really into Tim Hortons. I think most people kind of look down upon Tim Hortons as some ghetto Canadian shit coffee.
See, that's if you're not from Canada, right?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
If you don't like hockey, you're not from Canada.
If
you
you're
don't like
if you're
curling.
you're fancy American, you just want your Starbucks.
That's right. You don't really like the cold. You just visit it. You got to embrace that cold to like Tim Hortons.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe if you're just a cold weather person, you just get super into Tim Hortons. Remember this time we were there? The one up in
with the Toronto. I remember the kid. I remember the kid. Yep.
Kid in a Maple Leafs jersey carrying a hockey bag into a Tim Hortons. I'm like, this is the most
coming
Canadian.
From like he was playing like hockey on the sump.
It's the most Canadian thing ever.
Yeah.
And then there's a story the week after about a guy driving a Zamboni to a drive-through Tim Hortons, and I'm like, well,
fuck yeah,
that's the new most Canadian thing ever.
that goes with the territory.
Baby, does it get any more Canadian than that?
I wonder, if you wanted to protest in Canada, I wonder if you can get all the Zamboni drivers to like just get on the expressway and just drive real slow on the Zambonis on the expressway.
I wonder, is there one particular either mechanical piece or chemical needed in a Zamboni that if you wanted to shut down all of Canada, you would just be like, we are not producing this particular thing. And that would just shut every Zamboni down.
Oh, that would just be bad for hockey.
I mean, that's not good for anybody, really.
I think they could do it manually, though. They flood it a little bit and then they push the water around.
I think there's something. I think there's something that John Deere tractors have in them that you have to, almost like a subscription service. Like you have to pay for their subscription to keep running your tractor. Almost like a computer update, like if you don't update your Windows or your Mac.
So is that if you're leasing or if you buy one, you got to do the same?
I could be completely making this up, but I'm
very interested in this now.
I could have sworn there was either some sort of software patch or something on John Deere tractors now.
So you got to write a Dear John letter to them and ask.
Dear John to John Deere. Or maybe it's something about the maintenance, like you have to pay their particular maintenance fee or package to even run your tractor. There's something. Imagine,
man, I would be so pissed if I had to call them up to get my shit working.
Dude, that's just how everything is now because everything is so computerized. It's not just a simple mechanical. It's not a machine anymore. It's a computer.
It's all computer.
It has an additional points of failure that's tied to a company a lot of times. But
man, think about it this way: you got a Roomba. You get a Roomba, you put into a tractor and have it do all your fields all day. Just go ahead, plow my field. Boom.
Dude, all a goddamn Roomba's doing is just a camera, just looking at all your shit, finding things that are illegal.
Staking your house.
Just bust you. The Roombas are looking for weed. Let's be honest.
They're just casing out your house. So like, you want to break in? I got all the schematics. I got the cameras. I got the alarm system. Boom. You want to break in?
If you don't think your goddamn Roomba is spying on you and sending shit to China, you're a fool.
Dude,
take that.
They got hours and hours
of garbage.
They got hours and hours of me and my wife having sex, and I tell you what, some of that dirty shit we say, I'm like, I just hope it never surfaces.
Look at you. Was there the dildo on the Roomba driving around?
The Roomdo. That's the Roomdo.
The Roomdo. Just a dildo on top of a Roomba.
Drives itself.
Just cruising around the house. The cat starts playing with it. Like, yeah, get off of that thing.
It's like meow meow meow. Just
you don't know where that's been.
Just hitting it around. Now these fucking things listen to everything. So Alexa, I went into the fucking app. Yeah, you're not listening. Alexa, stop doing whatever you're doing. So I said something to it like last week, and it says home detection has been shut down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look in, all these skills were like activated. So I don't know if they did an update and Amazon activated them or what, but I'm like, I had to shut down like a whole bunch of their skills, which trigger different things on different words. This is weird shit.
Dude, that's that creepy shit where then like they apologize. They're like, oops, sorry. Some
Sorry.
developer accidentally turned that on. Bull fucking shit.
Bullshit.
They want to just acquire all that yummy data on you.
Yep.
That is worth more than we ever knew it could have been. That's this whole creepy big data thing, all the telling all of your clicks, your habits. It's all going somewhere.
I used to work for several positions now doing work on that, and it is creepy. It gives you like douche chills, like thinking about it.
I clicked on a goddamn email because we have a Subaru Outback, and they sent me an email saying like, hey, your car is in demand. If you trade in your car now, you can get a 2020 Outback with blah, blah, blah for this much money. So I just click on the link to see what was even available, what I could get.
Worst mistake.
Dude, they've called me like 9 times.
Dude, you get signed up.
Back.
They do that. They know that click came from your email and which one they sent. And they're like, boom, we're going to send you 50 million of them now. The floodgates have opened. It's like a big pipe, and they just pull that handle to like, dude, give it to them. And
we've got a live one. We've got a live one. Yeah.
And then they're selling it to all their friends, and then so on and so on. You're getting fucking. I got the Nigerian prince still sending me shit every week. I get at least 2 or 3 of them. It's Nigerian prince. It's somebody that came into inheritance, but they can't get it, and for some reason now you got to send money to them for. Why is it always Nigeria? Or Africa or something? Like, why do they always pick that? Is it hard to validate that it's bullshit?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I got some funny one, and it was like, King, this like blah 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 blah. I'm like, you're calling me King?
King. Well, I feel very impressed now that you are impressed with my status.
Like, well, this obviously got to be legit.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him $1,000 because it sounds great. They called me King. Crying out loud, it's worth that alone.
I wish I would have saved it, but I think I deleted it.
I started reporting them as trash, but I think I still have a few of them in my I started reporting, when you report them as spam, then they delete from the trash, but I think I still have some in my trash bin.
Yeah.
Let's see, just waiting.
Yeah. Just when I know someone's calling me King, I know it's not something positive. I know they're trying to hose me.
Could be. I like the employment opportunity to run your own distribution center. You ever get that one?
Yeah.
It's like the whole employment scheme. Like, you could make $1,000 a day just working at a moderate pace at your home.
I don't even get out of bed for under $100,000.
That's right. That's my reply every time.
Right? That's what you got to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't find a good one. I just, but there's a lot of spam that came out. I'm like disabling, like telling them. Some people say just keep reporting it spam. Don't validate that you have. But some of them, I'm like, I might have signed up for it. Yeah. I'm like, I think I signed up for something at one point. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Upland Brewing Company. So
they're spying on you with every sip. They know what's in your mouth, in your palate, and your taste buds. They're tracking it all.
Exactly. If you go to Amazon right now, they probably have this on my profile. They're like, boom, we're going to put Upland Brewing Company beers all over your fucking recommendations.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Just how it is.
But it's pretty good. I'd buy this again.
You would?
Yeah. It's not that boozy. It's a Pilsner. 5.5%. The hops are cluster and German Tettnang. So there's a lot of Tettnang. I taste the Tet in the Tettnang when I drink it. But it's light. It's light, sweet, caramely. It's good. Not bad.
There you go.
Yeah,
good job, Upland.
I was watching a movie the other day, and they had Oh, was it Dumb and Dumber? No, it was another movie. Dumb and Dumber is on this weekend. I fucking love that. But they opened a can, and the can had the little pull tabs. Remember those pull tabs? I'm like, man, I miss those.
That's a throwback. Holy crap!
That'd be cool to just come out with pull tabs
Is that
again,
like
just
Dazed
for a
and
little while.
Confused?
Yeah, right. I think it was old. I'm trying to think of what it was.
Why did they get rid of the pull tab?
Yeah, why? Because that other thing is really complicated to like push in. It's like you gotta, and everybody breaks their nails or whatever. Pull tabs just.
I don't think it's that complicated.
Yeah. I mean, the other one was like a grenade. You felt like, yeah, I'm doing some shit. Like, bam, I got the pull tab here.
Woo!
Quick, drink the beer. It's gonna blow up.
Well, I think you're using leverage with the newer style of tabs, right? Isn't that kind of the benefit? It's less effort.
I don't even know.
So if you pull the pull tab and you snap that handle off, aren't you kind of totally screwed?
You got to do it like a real person. You jab something like a pen in there and
Pen.
just fucking, and then you could drink it.
There you go.
That's where you just poke a hole in it and just drink it out of the side.
Like
Shotgun it.
The old Hawaiian punch cans. You get the can opener and kind of
that would work.
Holes.
Yeah.
Hey.
You ever seen an old can opener? Like I came across one, and it's not even the one that like you twist. It's like the one that's on like a Swiss Army knife. It's just like a hook, and you got to actually go around the whole can.
Dude,
they work though. I'm like, why did you have to fix it? It works fine.
It doesn't work fine. It sucks, and I'm sure you were bleeding after you opened any goddamn cans.
But you're eating.
I'm gonna stop the bleeding. I'm gonna stop the bleeding now.
And now they have the one that cuts the whole can the other way, and you just pop the top off. You're like, ooh, that's fancy.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell the story again. I told it a couple times in this podcast. There was a time when Andrea and I were out in Utah, and we were having a little après ski in the hot tub after a day of skiing.
Nice.
And went down to we were staying in Park City, and there was a little general store, got some beers, brought them to the hot tub, realized had no bottle opener. And again, things you don't think about because
you can open a bottle on anything.
Well, I decided I was going to, we looked it up on YouTube, and I did it using a nail clipper. That's like one way to do it.
It works. I've done it with keys before. Keys are pretty easy.
I didn't have keys either because, we were traveling. So, well, I had to have keys somewhere, but.
Put it on the edge of anything and just go pop. The top goes flying.
That's the method I probably should have used, but I was trying not to do any damage to the room.
Yeah.
So again, I got the nail clippers, and you pretty much had to go and clip, twist, and pop all along. Dude, I wanted that beer so bad. I was being so not careful and trying to do it so fast. My whole knuckle, all knuckles on my hand were just shredded. But that beer tasted so goddamn good when I drank it.
Yeah.
Second one, that was for mine. The second one, when I opened Andrea's, it was like super easy. I was like automatic all around.
Like, this is so easy.
Practice makes perfect. And now I can use a nail clipper to open a bottle of beer.
Yeah. Meanwhile, people are like, I can't open this beer. I got to find a bottle opener. You're like, come on, chumps.
That's the kind of person I am. I take life into my own hands.
Yeah. Keys are real easy. And now I actually have a multi-tool as a key. Those multi-tools that look like a key?
Oh, yeah.
So I got that, and it has an opener on it. So I go bloop.
That's why I keep wearing my flip-flops that have the bottle opener in the bottom now. That's what I take with me when I go on ski trips because I have the bottle opener.
Margaritaville?
Reef.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I've seen him on the Margaritaville. I'm like, that's appropriate.
It's really smart.
Fucking Jimmy Buffett is. So we're in.
Smartest man alive.
Oh, yeah. We're in like Bell's, which is like a discount.
If he had vaccines coming out, fuck Bill Gates. If Jimmy Buffett said he had the vaccine, I would take that.
Oh, I would take that shit. And it would probably be in the form of a shot.
Delicious.
like a drink shot, not a freaking like arm shot. Like, you didn't do the Jimmy Buffett shot? Hell yeah.
I'll do it twice.
Can you imagine he comes out with a fucking coronavirus vaccine, and it's in the form of a fucking margarita? That would be awesome.
Oh my God. Who wouldn't take that?
People are like, no, you got to come to an official Jimmy Buffett, like fucking, they got the lava.
You have to go to Margaritaville in Atlantic City.
The volcano comes down, and like, there's your thing. You're cured. You got the vaccine.
Why can't they make cures fun? Why are they all so depressing and clinical? Like, why can't Jimmy Buffett come up with this?
You wanna a pill for something? Put in a fucking nice. How about like a ring ding, high cholesterol pill in the
Right.
form of a ring ding or an ice cream cone. Like, that'd be fucking great. Now you got people like, hey, I'm taking my medicine and fucking going out, boo, eating
People are
goddamn ice cream.
less likely to skip their medication if you make it delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Oxycontin in a wafer cookie. Why not?
Oxycontin candy.
Oxycontin candy. Go to a fucking
Right?
like health amusement park. You just
Who's
go
not
in
going to
there.
take it?
I'm gonna ride the the freaking stress test roller coaster. Like, make it fun.
Viagra, corn dog on a stick.
Corn,
Just
that's
a
right.
blue corn dog on a stick.
A blue corn dog. A blue corn. They have blue corn, which is
Blue
good.
corn. See? This
Works
all
out.
works.
I'm writing that down.
That's
Blue
a good
corn,
one.
Viagra.
On a stick.
Viagra
Just
on a stick.
like the corn dog batter that they use, they can just like crush up like just Viagra. And just that's what your batter is.
Oh,
And
there
then
you
deep
go.
fry that sumbitch.
Yeah. And then you're
Delicious.
living large. What did you have during football? Well, we had a whole bunch of like, anti-cholesterol, like nachos. And then I finished it off with a nice, Viagra corn dog and went home.
There you go. Everyone's shredded and has hard-ons. It's just like
perfect way to end
healthy.
a good football day.
Super healthy.
Now that's a party. Can you imagine New Year's? New Year's would be like, wow.
You're cooking your corn dogs in the wheat oil we made last week.
Yeah.
Remember our giant vats of wheat oil?
Giant vats of wheat oil.
You're deep frying your Viagra corn dogs in that wheat oil.
Liking that. So I got to make my oil. I didn't make it this week.
You got to make it.
You know what I might do tomorrow? I think I looked at my schedule. And I think I might have like well-placed like breaks in the day.
Calling sick.
So you got to, as long as they're spaced out enough, I'm like, I could put the weed in the oven to decarboxylate and
carboxylate.
And then I looked it all up. Like it should be easy to do. And then I bought the
dude, stoners are doing it. It won't be that hard to do.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to do it like I want the Heisenberg level of decarboxylating my weed.
Decarboxylate.
I want the Heisenberg level. But I got my stuff for gummies. Like I got stuff to make gummies. Oh, I went to the dispensary last week. They got gummies in. Now they're getting gummies. They're getting gels. I'm like, oh, this is fucking good. I go in there. They're like, oh yeah, we have them, but your doctor didn't write your prescription for that. I'm like, motherfucker. They get you any way they can. And you know why they didn't write a prescription for it? Because they didn't have it when I went. They didn't even have the gels.
You should have said that's because my doctor is fucking racist.
Yeah, fucking racist. I'm gonna
give me my goddamn edibles.
I'm gonna call that motherfucker up like, you better get me some goddamn edibles, or I'm gonna come down there.
Like, sir, I don't even know who you are right now. Can you please
I'm not high as fuck. That's why I'm
I don't know what decarboxylating means. I will write you a prescription when you come in next time.
No, but then I thought, I was like, fuck that. I could buy the weed really cheap, decarboxylate. It's gelatin, which is like, you get a whole box of like 4 packets for like $2 and like Jello gelatin with the flavor, and you make your own gummies. It's great.
You should Instagram story this stuff.
I'm going to try to tape it. That's why I've been waiting.
Say?
So deep carboxylating is going to be like, it's going to be like the Food Network. Here, I'm going to deep carboxylate who's that lady that,
she was my homemade?
No, that's Sandra Lee.
Right? Oh, it is. Oh, it is.
Oh, it is. Who's the lady that, shit, I forgot the name of her show, but she always talks with like a nice voice, and she's like in the Hamptons. She's like, I'm just going to make this for my husband, Jeffrey.
Oh, Ina Garten, the Barefoot Contessa. Yeah,
the Barefoot Contessa. So she makes this great stuff, and you're like, wow. And then you like go to try to make it, you're like, damn, that shit's expensive.
Dude, her recipes are all dynamite. We make her turkey Thanksgiving. Like, it uses a bunch of white wine, tons of butter. It's really good.
Weed.
Well, we talked about sage in the stuffing.
Exactly. Well, so if you decarboxylate, you gotta heat it to like, I think they're saying 250 degrees for about 90 minutes generally. You put it on a pan. So think about that. If you stuff it in the bird, it decarboxylates while it's cooking. That thing's in there for like 4 hours. Just put it in there.
Decarboxylate.
That's
gravy.
right.
Make gravy out of that.
Oh,
gravy.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
So the best part is you decarboxylate the weed, then you put it in with the oil or the butter and you cook it, and it gets all infused, and then you freeze it down again. You keep it whenever you want weed. Boop. and they have I have the site. I got to send it to you. They have a whole calculator. So you put in the percentage of the weed that you have with the amount that you're putting in versus the amount of oil, after decarboxylating with the oil. And it actually calculates how much per teaspoon weed is in there, like how many milligrams are in, which I'm like, they're like, it's not exact, but it's going to be close. Cause the problem is if you don't even have a gauge, you're just going to fucking overdose yourself every time. Like,
I hope people are drinking every time one of us says decarboxylate.
Decarboxylate. It's a good word.
It's a great word. It sounds really important and really scientific.
Yeah. Well, so that's where if you ever like, if I'm ever in Congress and we're what's where they tie everything up?
Oh, a filibuster, right?
Filibuster. If we're doing a filibuster, I'm talking about decarboxylating all over. Decarboxylate, the word. It's such a nice word.
There was that skit way back in the day on A Living Color. It was Damon Wayans, and it was like he didn't know what he was talking about, but he saw these big words.
Yep.
And it's like, we're gonna decarboxylate the isthmus, that is the hypotenuse of the denominator of the peninsula in the continent.
I remember he did the one. It was coming from the Hebrew word forlorn that comes from the word for skin or something like. It was hilarious.
I think I remember that one. Yeah,
like it was genius. I love that show. Jim Carrey had Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
and the Wayans.
First like 2 or 3 seasons were so good at that show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shanae. You look at Jamie Foxx as Shanae, and then he's out there fucking winning like every award. What did he won? A Grammy? He won an Oscar.
Freaking Ray Charles. He was like he's playing Mike Tyson. In the upcoming movie. Yeah,
that's awesome. Oh, and then I'm flipping through Prime and Django's on. So Melanie hadn't seen Django. I'm like, you got to watch this fucking great movie. It's all about slavery and stuff like that. But I love Schultz, the dude
who was in all the Tarantino movies. Yeah, he's like the bad guy.
Oh, he's great. And then Jamie Foxx, he takes under his wing to it's a fucking great story. But shows you like how brutal and shitty the South was, the old South and slavery and stuff. But he's a great actor though.
Oh yeah,
and he started as Sinead.
I'm gonna rock your world.
I'm gonna rock your world. Funny as shit. Jim Carrey talking out of his ass.
It's not where you start; it's where you end up.
Exactly. And these comedians make a shit ton of money.
And look at us. We're still in pre-greatness. We've been in the pre-greatness era for a little bit too long now.
I know. I'm seeing Chris Rock selling fucking iPhones, and I'm like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah. Maybe we could talk 38 minutes about the decarboxylating and
maybe
somehow putting weed into our turkey dinners.
Hey, that fucking I'm gonna make in, I think they said $2 billion when I give them $1,000. This time next year, I'll be decarboxylating whatever the fuck I want.
That's right.
That Nigerian prince is gonna take care of me.
Thank you, Nigerian Prince, for being the first major sponsor to the podcast.
That's right. He's our first major sponsor. So, Brian, I sent him $2,000 when he's going to sponsor us back to the $2 billion that he's getting from the Gold Coast right now.
That's a great investment right there.
It's solid.
I'm excited. Did he give us any sort of time frame when that's going to come in?
Well, he said he wanted me to get you involved, and if you want to send him money too, he could make it $4 trillion.
What if I send him 5,000? Would that make it go faster? Perhaps
it would, and you can make more money. It like exponentially increases.
Oh, it ipsos then the factos. I like that.
I think we're talking about $14 billion trillion.
Somehow, I'm going to have to make that work.
It's going to be a carboxyllion dollars.
Carboxyllion. Well, enough nonsense and shenanigans. That was a combination of the après today, the gondola, because now we're
under the ropes. That was out there.
It was a lot, but now we're gonna roll right into the ski news. So recording this on Monday the 19th. Big news hitting today. We've been talking about the Indy Pass for a month now. We had Doug Fish on a few weeks ago. Big announcement: Jay Peak added to the Indy Pass.
Boom. That is huge.
That is a big get. I know Jay Peak's been one of those resorts that it's been talked about for years. Who's going to buy it? Vail, Altera, us, nobody. And nobody is winning so far. So nobody's bought Jay Peak. They still have a bunch of little funky legal issues lingering on in the background. But they just announced that they are going to be on the Indy
Who
Pass.
cares about the legal issues?
Legal schmiegel, right?
They're still skiing.
Why don't they just pay a Nigerian prince $2,000 so they can make a little bit more money, right?
Your Honor, all the money is tied up with the Nigerian prince. Can you send him the $1,000 to release my $2 trillion that I have in
Seriously,
gold?
that's all we got to do. Super simple, right?
Also, I think it's good to announce now too, the Indy Pass. If you go to the site, you can enter the sign up for the Ski West Dream Road Trip from Indy Pass Atomic Access Vehicle Outfitters in Rome, America.
Yeah, Doug mentioned that during the podcast, and it sounds like a pretty awesome trip if you can.
I just entered.
Yeah,
you do
I
every
already
day.
entered. Oh, it's one of those daily ones?
I think it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I gotta see.
It's a lot of effort.
The daily entry?
But it is worth it. It's pretty dope.
Man. Round trip air to Portland or OR, Oregon. 7-day luxury van rental. 2 pair of Atomic Vantage skis with bindings and $1,000 in spending cash.
Weed legal in Oregon, just so you know.
You got skis and you got weed and you got a van.
You're just like, dude, I don't have any gas money. I spent all the money on weed.
We're just smoking all day, man. We got a week of this ahead of us.
I just took all the edibles I bought for $1,000, and we're gonna see what the hell happened.
And we're on day 1. I don't know what to do.
I'm a man of science. Wouldn't that be? They're like, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, I know I shouldn't, but I did it.
And
Indy
now it's
Pass.
done. Woo! Yeah, so that's it's good to hear because I really want to ski J. I've been talking about Jay Peak this year. Well, leading up to this year.
And this is a great year to do it. Then you got the Indy Pass. You got Bolton Valley right down the road from there.
Yeah. Well, I figure I fly into beautiful Burlington, hang out for a little bit there, hit some breweries, and then start zipping to places that might have to be the route.
If life returns to normal enough to do that, which
it'll be normal enough for me to climb up somewhere and ski something. Let's put it that way.
I like that attitude.
That's right.
And other attitudes that I like, how about people getting out there and getting some turns in on the East Coast this past weekend? First significant snowfall hits the East, and turns were made.
Yeah, but they look like scrapey, like leaf-ridden turns.
Listen, after the friggin' dickhead end of the season that we had back in March,
yeah,
people are just craving Jones and salivating to get back onto snow. So it was nice to see that there was enough. I mean, it was a couple inches. It wasn't anything too crazy, but enough to get a little snow out there and enough to get down the mountain in a couple spots.
I love that they have a picture. They have a picture on the article of, I guess, Ski the East posted on Sunday. They have somebody that was skiing down a run, and of course there's leaves on it, and they just like full double ejection, and they're getting up, and it's like, hey, they were still skiing.
It's true. They're always getting out there. This particular article that we're looking at is from Snowbrains, and there's some really beautiful photos they're showing on here. I love the one they have of Stowe. I don't know if you looked at that one. It just shows the snow line where it looks almost like 2 pictures put together because you see the line where it's the snow line. The trails are white and everything is dark green. Everything below that is just orange. It's all the full foliage, and it's such a cool picture.
It is cool because it looks like it's doctored, but it's not, right?
Yeah, again, it looks like 2 pictures put together. But
this is why you go up into the mountains and you look at the leaves change. You know, it sounds stupid, but you do it once and you're like, hey, it's pretty beautiful. You know,
it's very majestic. You know, it's one of the things, you know, as skiers and snowboarders, we all know there's such a draw to the mountains and such an appeal, such a a way of making you feel tiny and insignificant, but also inspired and excited about just the majesty of the power of the mountains versus the small speck of humanity that we are. And you're getting up there in the summer and fall time when you see these leaves changing it's another amazing time and completely different.
And then you realize
feel.
how many people also do it. Like when I was in North Carolina, I was right by the Blue Ridge when I was at App, right by the Blue Ridge Parkway, and you got leaf. They used to call them leaf peepers or tree peepers, where they would go out to look at leaves, and it was basically just traffic all along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and people were riding it just to look at leaves, and it was pretty cool. Like a big party.
Yeah, there was a Family Guy episode about the leafers coming from New York to
the leafers.
Leafers.
Everybody has a different term, which is good. It's funny.
Yeah.
The leafers. That's like down here we call them massholes.
I think everybody calls them massholes.
They made a name for themselves. Let's put it that way. Nobody put that on them. They earned that.
They definitely earned that one themselves, yeah.
Leaf peepers, leafers, leafers. So very cool.
Want the next one?
Yeah, so we have a cool product that Brian found. It's called Dragon Seats.
And this all comes from, we talked about this over the last couple of months too, and figuring out how things are going to be with Corona. And, a lot of places are saying their lodge capacity is going to be cut either 50%, 25%. What are they going to do? And, we talked about it. Heat lamps are going to be big. This is just another company with an innovative way of keeping people comfortable outside when it's cold.
And they're showing a lot of pictures at Jackson Hole, the Alpenhof, which actually sounds like we didn't get to go there, but it's a good idea. So they're heated seats, heated benches, and they say I like the quote. It's like sitting in a hot tub without getting wet. And there are these, I guess, heated benches, like a nice, comfortable looking bench, and you just sit on it. And I guess if you're, especially for après, it's like perfect because they even have the hangers behind it where you put your helmet, put all your crap, and then you just sit on there and hang out at après.
It's super cool. Yeah. And it looks similar, they say, to, when you see football games, the guys sitting on the bench when they're not playing and they're staying warm.
Yeah.
It's a similar kind of heated bench.
That's pretty cool. And they're saying they're going to have Stratton, Catamount, Okemo, Butternut, Boston Mills Brandywine, and most recently Jackson Hole's Alpenhof Lodge.
Catamount on the Indy Pass.
Indy Pass. Boom.
There you go. Say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. And what I love about this is that we talked about it off the air a little bit about, capitalism versus socialism. And I'm not making this political at all because I don't want to deal with this and you people don't want to hear it. But you know what? If there wasn't capitalism, this product wouldn't exist. Neither would skiing. We would all just kind of be stuck. We would be sitting inside waiting for our dear leader to tell us when we can go back outside. So nice. Kudos to the Dragon Seats. And I'm glad this exists. This and heat lamps are going to be huge all over the different ski resorts in North America to keep people at the mountain, to get people food, drinks, whatever they need, and keep them from being inside and, hopefully not spreading the corona. So,
oh yeah, they even have a comment from ESPN saying that the Dragon Seats firm supplies them to 18 NFL teams and many college football programs. So it is just like watching football and seeing them getting warm on the bench.
Do they also have cooling benches? I want one of those for the summertime.
Oh yeah. I need a globe. Like if I was like a filthy rich millionaire, billionaire, I'd have like a globe follow me, like a 2-mile radius globe that would just cool things down wherever I went.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't know how the science would work, but I'd pay like people to make science happen.
I like it.
Make it cool. It'd be like when the White Walker comes in, the king, and everything gets a little colder. Like that's what I want. Oh, Mario must be coming around. It's getting cold again.
The birds start flying away. They know. Now all the animals leave.
That's it. I'll only be here for a little while. You guys can hang out.
So we have another update from NOAA regarding the latest winter weather outlook for the U.S. And what I learned today, because I finally learned how to read just this morning, that
Nice.
NOAA actually updates these every month, these little 3-month outlooks that they have. And they're saying that NOAA's winter forecast for the U.S. favors warmer, drier conditions across the southern tier of the U.S. and cooler, wetter conditions in the north, thanks in part to an ongoing La Nina. Forecasters at NOAA's Climate Prediction Center, division of the National Weather Service, are also closely monitoring persistent drought during the winter months ahead, with more than 45% of the continental U.S. now experiencing drought.
Wow.
The largest states of drought extend over the western half of the U.S., with parts of the Northeast also experiencing drought and near record low stream flows. La Nina climate pattern is in place. Southern parts of the U.S. may experience expanded and intensifying drought during the winter months ahead. With La Nina well established and expected to persist through the upcoming 2020 winter season, we anticipate the typical cooler, wetter north and warmer, drier south as the most likely outcome of the winter weather that the U.S. will experience this year.
Not sounding good.
Below normal temperature are favored in southern Alaska and from northern Pacific Northwest in the northern plains, with equal chances for below, near, or above average temperatures in the remaining regions. And I think we talked about this last time in the predictions. They're saying like Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and northern Colorado are probably going to have the best season based on everything they're looking at right now. And even Michigan should be significantly good. But the Northeast might be a little not so great, and areas like New Mexico, Arizona, southern Colorado not looking so great. But again, updating these every month. That's where we're at right now. We'll see. Yeah. Things can change. Polar vortexes happen.
That's
what else happens? I don't know, is like hurricanes, perhaps? Water
There's
flow.
Be something. There's going to be like a White Walker windfall or something that's going to come through. They're going to make some shit up.
Crazier things have happened.
But the one thing that annoys me about the NOAA maps, like I love these NOAA maps, but you know what? It's just a peeve of mine. What pisses me off is if you zoom in, it's all like on a dot matrix printer. I'm like, you haven't upgraded the technology to have a better map that's not drawn with like the little printer going. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
It's true.
It just seems silly.
Really realized that, yeah.
And the font. And the words. The font is all.
Yeah, it's like
war games.
Dot matrixy. Yeah.
Very war games like.
See, when you want government running things, this is what you get.
This is what you get, and this is what you deserve.
Yep.
If this was privatized, you'd have like fucking interactive maps going on. Like
you could actually put your face into your computer and be in that part of the map. Like you could be in Idaho right now. But no, this is the best.
I saw the new Oculus ad.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So you like it does like the virtual reality kind of shit. So you do that.
Boy.
You'd be able to do that.
See?
Like right in there.
Not from the government website.
Right in there.
Dot matrix.
Yeah.
Dot matrix versus Oculus.
Exactly. That'd be good. All right. So next up we have Colorado came out. The Department of Public Health and Environment came out with their guidance for Colorado ski areas and resorts for COVID-19. And they're saying in general, they're recommending that all visitors check websites before you come in, while you're planning, all that stuff. Expect in-person
Looks like we lost Mario. That's not good. He'll be back. Uh-oh. Mario's computer just shut down. That's not good for business. These things happen. You know, we're doing the best we can. It's all we can do. So I guess we'll just wait for him to come back. So I'm just going to hang out here. I'm going to look at this article that he was talking about, guidance for Colorado ski areas and resorts. Yesterday, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment issued 12 pages of COVID-19 guidance for Colorado's ski areas and resorts. This is on braveskimom.com. There's a link on there. The guidance covers everything from chairlift and gondola lines to employee housing, recognizing that the caseload and incidence of the novel coronavirus is different from county to county. Oh, look, Mario's back.
Back.
What happened?
The other thing you got to expect from coronavirus is occasional crashes of your computer, because that happens too. When you don't plug them in and it doesn't give you, usually gives you a warning. I got no warning. Just
no warning.
You're down.
Terrible. They want to shut you down.
They're trying to shut me down. They can't do it though. I just plug it in. Boom. I'm back in.
You're back in the game. So I was just kind of yammering to myself, pretty much reiterating exactly what you said. So there's a 12-page COVID-19 guidance for all Colorado ski areas and resorts. And then it talks about the rundown of what they're saying. The thing that I just can't wrap my head around, and I understand why they say it, but they're saying once you get to the state, you have not, I don't know if Colorado's saying this. I saw this for Vermont. They're saying if you're from a higher risk state, which is like just about every other state, you have to quarantine for 14 days after you get there. So basically it's like, well, you might as well just take 2 months of vacation because you got to quarantine when you get there. And then you can actually start enjoying yourself in the state. Like, it's just, how are they going to fucking enforce this?
Well, exactly. Let me tell you how it works. I'm in Florida. All the fucking tourists are coming down here because every place is closed. So all the plates you see, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Ohio, like all around, they're like, hey, you know what? There's no lines at Disney right now. I'm fucking taking the kids to Disney. I'm going to go hang out at the beach for like 2 weeks. They come down and they just hang out. They're not quarantining shit. They're just like out in the general population. So it's funny, while they label Florida a high risk state, it's because all these assholes are coming down with Corona and spreading it around.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to be sick up there. It's sunny. I'm going to go sit on the beach and be sick. Great. Thanks. So we're going to just do it back to them. We're going to go up and we're going to be like, fuck you, we're skiing. I don't care. Stay away from me. How about that?
It's almost becoming a game of who wants to infect who at this point, right?
That's right.
So this is weird. The chairlifts and gondolas are saying guests are not required to ride on lifts with people outside of their immediate party. Guests from unrelated groups or single guests can ride together with a minimum of 1 seat separating them. Gondolas will keep windows open in all weather. Gondolas are limited to no more than 2 separate parties and not more than 50% capacity. What is this going to do to lift lines on weekends?
So a gondola, they're saying lifts are only your party, but gondolas, you're going to be able to have 2 separate parties. I'm like, that just doesn't sound great either. Like, it's just weird.
It's trying to put something solid around something that's very amorphous at this point.
Yeah. So they came out with 12 pages, and all 12 pages will have to be updated every time they make a little change, which is just strange. Yeah.
I mean, the thing that's potentially unfortunate is if they put these things in place, and what if you start getting people sick that week of Christmas? You know, what's that going to do to all these resorts?
Nobody wants to be the next Ishkill.
Right? Being sued by a bunch of Slovenians.
Poor Ishkill.
Poor Ishkill. Yeah, they're, everything else they're talking about, hotel and lodging is going to have to manage volume. They're going to, they want to limit congregating and practice social distancing. Face-to-face interaction should be limited.
So nobody's
Blah, blah,
hooking
blah.
up, and you might as well just stay in yurts. How about that?
Dude, if you're single now, it's gotta really suck.
Oh yeah. Like, what are you doing for like dating? Like, nobody's doing. I guess they're still doing the dating apps, but what do? You're gonna meet somebody and be like, "Yeah, I can't really see your face because you got the mask on," and like, it's just weird.
In a way, it's almost making the smile more of an erogenous zone because you're just not used to seeing people's faces and mouths and tongues and smiles. That when
We
you
got
do,
face panties on now, so
you got face panties on, so you lower those face panties and you're like, wow,
look
yeah,
at your nice
amazing.
teeth. Look at the lips. Like, yep.
But what if they got bad teeth? What if they got
Oh, this is the time to strike. You go hook a person in if you got really nice eyes and like snaggle teeth. You're wanting and dining ladies be like, no, I got to keep my mask on. I don't want to get corona.
well, I gotta think there's got to be a lot of like video chat dating at this point, right? Like people just doing like quick FaceTimes or.
So do you not kiss and just do protected sex? Like, is that what everybody's doing now? Maybe hand jobs, are they popular now? like, yeah, I dated
Huge
this girl.
resurgence in the hand jobs ever since Corona.
We got to the third date, and that's the hand job now.
Just like
because
pulls the rubber glove on.
we can do a bunch of stuff now, but it's all protected.
Yeah.
You both have like gloves on and stuff.
It just seems horrible. Horrible.
So, yeah, I was out on a date. We got a little wind up, and the gloves came out, and that was it.
Everyone's got a 5-minute like COVID test. They're like, we can't hook up until the COVID test results come back.
Yeah, let me check your temperature. All right, we can hang out.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, logistically, it's got to suck.
Yeah, I'll see air hand dryers are likely to be disabled. Not good for the Dyson stock market or stock price now. We're not going to have the Dyson hand dryers.
Got to go back to paper like a man.
Got to go back to paper like a goddamn man. Destroy the environment.
That's right. Well, no, according to the TV commercials they're running now, we should be proud and happy to use packaging made out of paper. So why not paper towels?
Burn
That's fine too. It's paper. It's
right
recyclable.
In the fireplace. There you go.
It's recyclable. Why not? Yeah. Just like all those millions of Amazon boxes that I have at my house every day.
Oof, right.
I put in the recycle bin and I'm like, it's such a shame because it's a good box. They could have just reused this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
There is so much I don't know about these days, but we don't really have a main topic. We just didn't feel like putting one together this week. There was so much information that we're still processing, and right now it's that time where we're all getting super excited for the season because snow is starting to fall, temperatures are dropping. But this goddamn coronavirus is just this black cloud hovering over everything because we don't know what's next. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going to change. There's
shit's closing down again now. Like, what's going to happen?
You can put all these protocols in place now, but it's still so early where, where are we in a month from now? Where are we 2 months from now? That's what's going to matter.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. Like I'm trying to get excited for the season, and I am, but it definitely does not feel like last year, the year before that.
It's a little tougher this year.
It's a lot tougher. And
I mean, I'm trying to plan trips, and for planning trips, it's like, all right, am I going to book something and like have to wait till the week before I go to try to get my money back and all this stuff? It's a logistical nightmare. So I could see, like, if you're near a local ski area, plan on skiing that if you can. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing that the Colorado checklist had on there is that they do say that they are encouraging generous and flexible cancellation policies for the hotels.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you pretty much have to at this point. But
there are a lot of hotels I've seen at St. Pete Beach. I went 2 weeks ago, and very touristy area. There's a lot of hotels that went into full on gut and construct, like revamp the whole hotel, because they're like, we're not getting any business right now. They're really hurting. So they're like, look, we got this money that we were going to spend on construction. So let's renovate everything now. So then after coronavirus, it'll be a brand new hotel. It was pretty interesting.
That's an interesting strategy. You're almost throwing away the next year, but knowing that the year after and beyond, you're going to make that up, right?
Right. Because you're going to take a loss for Corona anyway. So why not do all your renovations and then hopefully by the time you're done, open back up?
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah. This is, I don't know how this is all going to play out this year. I wish I had some sort of crystal ball and could tell, but
I have one big trip planned, and I think that's the only big trip I'm going to plan because I don't know what's going on, and everything else is going to be just fly up somewhere and just ski something around. Like, I don't know. It's going to kind of go day by day.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I want to be more excited for the season, but I just don't know if what's going to happen like that week of Christmas. Like, could it all just burn everything down from the start if there's an outbreak somewhere? Which, I mean, let's be honest, the way things are trending right now, it could very easily happen.
Well, and after November, we'll find out, like after the election, we'll find out the real story on Corona. Because right now it's just being reported differently.
Politicized, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll just have to take it day by day and just see. I'm sure it's going to change dramatically.
I know I intend to ski almost exclusively midweek. Nice. If that means taking off a lot of vacation in the beginning of the year, I'll just do that. I just don't want to dick around waiting in lift lines, dealing with. I mean, some places are saying they're going to limit capacity parking lots and ticket sales. Could you imagine going on a trip, driving, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, get there, and you can't get to ski that day? Or if you do, you get 3 or 4 runs because the lift lines are so long. Like, that's a very good possibility. And, you know, to some people, that could deter them. So in a way, it could be people, maybe we're going there early, and as things play out, maybe people will, you know, kind of give up on the season. Or again, there could be a massive shutdown. You know, there could be an outbreak somewhere, and a lot of the resorts have to shut down because of that. There's so many variables, and again, we don't know what. Sadly, like you said, the election could be a big motivator in how things play out too with this.
Yeah.
So we're kind of in a massive holding pattern at this point.
Yeah, I think, you know, one of the things they mentioned about the you know, reservations and do your own research. So nobody's going to just, you know, hand you something or pat you on the back and say, hey, this is how it works. Like, do make that effort to do a little research before you go somewhere, just to make sure you know how to get your ticket reservations for lifts, if that's what you got to do, or, you know, logistics are going to be a big part of the next ski season. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, big time. And, you know, kind of keeping updated almost hour to hour, just in case anything does change.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of extra work required for people. You know, we're going to get through this. Just this could be a year. Again, I don't want to jinx it. I want to stay positive. I want to get excited. We'll find a way to get through it. But I
heard somebody talking on the radio the other day, and they were like, some person from, you know, some medical professional, and they're like, you know, this is COVID-19 because it was discovered in 2019, but they're like, you know, it's not too far-fetched of an idea to have to prepare for a COVID-22 or COVID-25. Like, you know, could be something as regular as the flu. I mean, it's going to be where some of these precautions probably stay in place for a long time, you know?
Yeah, that's very possible.
We may be a masked society, you know? So I wonder if you're under, like, what is it, Sharia law, you got to cover your face. I wonder if that helps. Is it worse? Like, were they already, like, protecting themselves a little bit with the covering of the face, or I don't know.
It's a good question.
Kind of interested to like, culturally, would that be an advantage right now? cover up and go out. Why not? I'm covering up anyway.
Well, I'm sure too in Saudi Arabia, if you have a woman with COVID, they probably just set her on fire anyway because of how evolved their culture and their society is.
Yeah. Well, sun's pretty strong. I'm sure you go out in the sun and it kills all the germs.
Isn't that what they say? Like UV light kills the
Yeah.
virus.
Well, that's why here, like, you just go outside. I mean, it's real sunny out.
You see people outside wearing masks. Like, why are you wearing it outside when you're like walking alone?
Oh, it was like
What are you
95
expecting?
like 2 weeks ago and sunny out and people were wearing masks like bike riding. I'm like, why? You're just dying right now. It was super humid too. Now it's cold down.
Are you getting the flu from people when you walk by them as well? Like when you're biking past somebody, are you getting the flu that way? It's the same sort of way of contracting it.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you're in close quarters, obviously you want to wear it, but people just wearing it, exercising outside, it's nuts. It's not right.
Seems a little ridiculous, but hey, you know what? If you want to wear it outside, you feel comfortable, go right ahead. I don't really care.
Yeah.
As long as you're not chasing me down to put on a mask.
I'm going to laugh at you, but
that's right.
If you want to wear it, God bless you.
Punishment fits the crime.
Yeah. I don't goddamn know. And that's what I hate. I don't goddamn know. I want to just be able to go, I'm buying this pass. I'm going to book these weeks and I'm going to ski. But now I just don't know. I do know that the Indy Pass now has Jay Peak. So that's a huge motivator. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We're going to have to find a way to get up there. Hopefully we can actually ski together. Wouldn't it be so funny if we gave each other the coronavirus?
Like,
you gave me the weird
for like 2 days one. And then coronavirus.
I gave you the shitty Jersey one. We went to Hill Farmstead and spread it there.
Oh, can you imagine we got a Hill Farmstead?
See, the big positive though for Jay Peak being on here is that because of the corona, no ride in the tram. It's actually a benefit for everybody because that fucking tram sucks.
So if I get corona while skiing, do you just quarantine up there and be like, you ride it out? Fever just going down the ski run?
Just you gotta stay in the hot tub.
Well, if you have a fever, you could you just go without a coat that day, right? It'll cool you down.
Cool you right down. Shock the system. Good to go.
Right. You'd be shivering like a motherfucker, but you're like, you'd be like, this is all right. Cool down.
You got to break that fever somehow, right?
That's right. Just lay in the snow. That's all you got to do.
Curious what ails you. Yeah. So if you guys have any tips or you have any thoughts on how you're going to be handling your season, let us know. Let's help each other figure this out and have the best season that we can have. So hit us up, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. All right. You want to go right under the ropes?
Let's go right in.
Time to go under the ropes. One final story. And this one I saw this morning, and I had no idea a car could go this fast. Did you read this at all?
Yeah. Like 331 miles an hour. Really?
331 miles an hour. So this car, crap, I lost my browser.
It's the
Ssc Twatara breaks production car record speed 331 miles an hour. Damn. The Twatara was able to set a two-way average speed of 316 miles an hour on a closed road in Nevada, taking the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300's crown.
By nearly 12 miles.
Dude, it crushed it. It wasn't even close. So this vehicle made by this company Ssc, they have a 1,750 horsepower car called the Twatara, which broke the fastest top speed at 331 miles an hour and the fastest two-way average of 316 miles an hour, breaking the Bugatti's one by nearly 12 miles an hour. And the craziest thing about it is that they're interviewing the driver, and he was saying there was definitely more in there. Wow. Oliver Webb said in a statement he was the driver. And with better conditions, I know we could have gone faster. As I approached 331 miles per hour, the Twatara climbed almost 20 miles an hour within the last 5 seconds. It was still pulling well, and he told the CEO, the car wasn't running out of steam. The crosswinds were all that prevented us from realizing the car's limit.
Man.
Could you imagine? I know we've all been on a highway when you get those crosswinds, and sometimes it does. You're going like 60 miles an hour, and you're like an
Oh,
SUV, and you
blowing
feel
you
that,
around.
and you feel that wind kind of blowing underneath you. Could you imagine being at 330 miles an hour? What that
Wow.
must like, you must be just like redlining your adrenaline, just grabbing that wheel as tight as hell, and then all of a sudden you feel that wind coming. That must be fucking terrifying.
That's got to be terrifying. Like, I'm going to just roll this thing by no
Dude,
fault of my own.
that car will be disintegrated if it crashes at that speed. All
It
that
would just
carbon
lift up
fiber,
and fly, right?
it would shatter and explode on contact at that
Oof.
speed.
You know, somebody's like, screw it. Let them go faster. Take our chance.
But you know what? I love that this company did this. You know, that's what innovation is all about. Let's get doing bigger, stronger, faster every time.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
But it crushed the Bugatti, and the Bugatti is like a $1.5 million car.
Oh, they're all like super expensive.
I mean, I have no idea what this
The
car
Agera,
costs.
the Koenigsegg Agera, that's another one that's like super expensive.
Yeah, I doubt this thing is a bargain either. I don't even know what the
They
hell
don't
it
even
costs.
say, right?
Yeah, I don't think it even says. I think they're only building like 100 of them. This is like it's weird. This article we're reading is from Road and Track, and they have a link to another SSC page, but this shows it says it's $600,000. That's in 2007. So obviously, that's an older, slower, shittier version of a car.
Yeah, I mean, for example, the Agera, the Koenigsegg Agera sold. The original list price was 2.5 million each,
God damn.
and they sold out in 10 months. But they only made 25. So
It took that long, huh?
yeah. Well, I was watching on Netflix. If you're into the car stuff, there's that Apex. Have you ever seen that movie? It's called Apex,
I
and
don't
it's
think so.
about they follow Koenigsegg, the guy that started that. But the whole thing is they're following Koenigsegg when they built the one-to-one,
Mhm.
and they're just talking about these hypercars now because they're these cars that there's so much wealth in the world now that like people want to have these crazy cars, and like they go to these car shows and they sell out, they pre-sell before they even produce them. A lot of times they bring the prototype there, they tell them how many they're going to make, and then they just start taking orders. And it's like people are giving out like, here's $500,000 deposit on a car, like at the, right, let me write you a check at the show, and then you could start building my car, put me on the list. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so funny how back in the day a supercar was enough, and now you have these hypercars.
Hypercar. Yeah.
And the crazy, like you mentioned, there's so much wealth now that's been created due to, printing more money and inflation, that you have all these people, and a lot of the people who buy these supercars or hypercars, they have more than one. It's not like you're saving all of your money up and you're buying this one stupid car. You already have the Bugatti, you have the McLaren P1, you have the Porsche 917. That's the craziest thing about it is like it's a certain group of people having like all of them.
Oh yeah. Well, they were interviewing. I think it was the Koenigsegg guy, and he was saying, he's like, you don't understand. Oh, it wasn't him. There was a guy that was a broker, and he was buying cars for other people. So like he would have like some rich person, on the phone that he can call. Oh, do you want me to buy one of these for you? I'll put the deposit down or whatever. And he was saying, is like, you don't understand. These are the people that have the yacht and the helicopter and all these exotic things, and like, I want one of these cars. And some of the car makers, they like that because they're like, okay, it's going to get displayed as like this, amazing thing. If you've never gotten into a car, they're actually reluctant to start to sell you one of their cars because they're like, wait a minute, I want it to be looked at really nice, not some douchebag driving a car,
Yeah,
driving
well,
my car.
That's like when they have those special edition Ferraris. A lot of times it's only people who have existing Ferraris who even can get into the order because you're like a preferred customer at that point.
Because you really realize you're representing their vehicle. So it's kind of, you got to be a good driver. You got to not wrap it up. Maybe you got to,
Not driving into a lake.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Didn't he crash like it was like a.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Was it a LaFerrari or the Enzo? It was one of the ones that was like the most expensive one at the time. he crashed it at some race or something. Like all I want, like I love playing the
Ferrari Enzo, he crashed.
I love playing the what would I do? Like what's my dream garage game? That's like one of my favorite games to play, and it evolves. And
yes, it does.
Lately, I think I'm kind of locking into what I really want. So I want a Tesla SUV. My only gripe with the current Tesla X is because of those stupid Falcon doors, you can't put a roof box on top.
Dude, you just gotta hold out for the Cybertruck.
I like the Cybertruck. I got to tell you. We'll see when it actually comes out, though.
I'm on the reservation list for Cybertruck.
Are you?
Yes. And actually tomorrow, this is Monday, tomorrow at 8 p.m., the Hummer is going to be presented. The Hummer.
Oh, the electric Hummer, right?
Electric Hummer is going to be presented, and they're going to start accepting pre-orders. Well,
Nice.
accepting deposits, probably the same thing, like $100 to put down. But they don't even know the list price of it.
Right.
They actually have a counter. Like you can't see anything about it. They've been good with keeping it under wraps. And even the car things, like I was looking today, all the big, car magazines and car sites, they don't even have full information on it. They're like, it's all going to be revealed tomorrow. So I'm like, they did a good job with it.
Yeah. Well, I already put my deposit down for a Bronco next year.
Oh, yeah.
I need a new car. My car is like 15 years old, and
it
smells a lot like gas every time I drive it, which can't be a good thing. And I have an exhaust leak. And I gotta get it inspected this year, and blah blah blah. But I have I like the Bronco because I wanted a Wrangler, but I like the Bronco better. I live by the beach. I need a car where I can take the roof and the doors off. That's another big selling factor in the Bronco. But also I can take it and go drive in the snow because it's a truck. And I really want a Mustang GT350, the one that they've stopped making this year, because I wonder how much longer they're going to sell rear-wheel drive manual V8 cars, considering the way everything is going to electric. Everything is becoming so automatic.
Yeah.
That's why I love this Mustang so much. And I want to go to a Ford dealership and be like, can you cut me a deal for both of these cars? What can you do for me?
There you go.
I'm having a tough time going, hey, babe, I need a car, but I'm going to buy two, and it's going to be like $115,000 for both.
Yeah.
Kind of a tough pill.
Tough sell.
It's a tough sell right now. But if we do get more podcast sponsors and patrons and PayPal contributors, perhaps I could make that happen. Don't you want to make a little spoiled, fat, rich kid or brat kid get rich?
Make somebody happy.
See? If you could just contribute about $1,000 a month, I could buy those cars.
Oh, that would be nice.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
I'll even think about you every time I turn that car on. So, SteveOnPodcast@gmail.com if you're interested in sponsoring me.
Yeah. If you contribute enough, we'll put a picture of you on the little start button. And then every time we push it, we'll be like, we'll think of you.
We'll post like an Instagram picture with like your handle and like a thumbs up, like, yeah, I helped.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I definitely want a Porsche too. I like the obviously the GT3s. I want the race car one, and I love having a manual. I've always had a manual car since I've driven, and I want to make sure I have at least one in my garage at all times until my legs just have to get sawed off for whatever stupid thing I do, skiing or hockey or whatever. So I gotta have a manual.
Like a nice little Alfa Romeo manual.
Yeah.
Zip around in that little fucker. Just zip. Little spider.
Well, what I would really want, and this I saw there was something this week, the original Shelby Cobras. Those are super awesome. There's one going to auction. They said it's going to be at least 7 figures.
Nice.
Because I mean, those are. But the cool thing is the replicas they have now. I mean, they've been making them for decades. Some of those replicas are super sweet too. You can get those for like 50,000-60,000 to start, and then
it depends what you want it for, right? If you get a classic car, like people that are into classic cars that I've known, they love them, but they don't drive them that much because they're like, well, if something breaks, pain in the ass, and they drive it a little and they enjoy it. But if you really want to go out and drive, like you don't want a classic car because you're not going to drive it that much.
That's what's cool about like the Resto mod ones where it looks like the old classic cars, but it has the upgraded brakes, the upgraded suspension, upgraded steering. So you feel like you're driving a modern car, but you still have that old classic look. And
Yeah,
that's what those
nice.
Cobra replicas are really good about. So, I'm cool with that. I don't need the authentic thing. My
Yeah.
father-in-law, he's got is it a 73 or 74 Jaguar?
Jaguar.
I guess it's the E-type. It's it's the long hood. It's a
Yeah.
V12. It's got a 4-speed manual, and I've driven it a bunch of times. And last summer I drove it when we were in Norway. And dude, like it's a convertible, so there's obviously there's no top. I mean, there's a top for it, but it's like ghetto. It makes the car look totally stupid. But you drive that car around, you feel like James Bond. Like it's such a dope car.
People are looking at you like, who the hell is this guy?
Dude, you get so many looks and waves and thumbs up because it's especially over there in Norway. I mean, it's such a rare thing to have a car like that. It's super cool, and it sounds like an airplane. Like that engine is it's probably like not even 200 horsepower, but the fact that it looks the way it does, the way it sounds, like it's so cool. Yeah,
very cool.
And a snowcat. I want to be that guy that has the snowcat.
That's all you need. You can be working remote the rest of your life. Just to get a snowcat.
Those classic Tuckers, man, like those are so freaking cool.
What if you could probably put regular tires on a snowcat to drive on the street, right?
No, doubtful. Now, the ultimate baller move. This is what I would do if I somehow just got filthy, disgusting rich. I would buy a brand new Porsche 911 Turbo, the all-wheel drive one, and have cat tracks, custom-made cat tracks, put on there. So you're driving around your 911 with your cat tracks, cruising around. That's a baller ass move right there.
You can go for like a Lamborghini. They're all-wheel drive, right?
They're all-wheel drive, yeah.
Chuck those treads on there, like the scooted up Lamborghini.
Lamborghini could work. That would work.
Dude, there's somebody. I mean, I'm in Florida, so there's some people they're in construction, they hunt, they do all stuff, and they have these big ass fucking trucks. So one dude has he's one of the hockey dads, and he has like, I think it's a Ford. It's bigger than a 250. It's gigantic. I think it's like a 350, and it's got like the double wheels in the back.
Dually, yeah.
Oh, it's freaking like and he uses it for work, but it's like a beautiful truck, and you need it's like you need a stepladder to get in. Like you really need help getting into that thing. It's gigantic. But I'm like, if you get in an accident, that's the fucker you want to be in, because
it sends a message.
It sends a message. Hey, you get pissed off at your neighbor, you're riding off over the lawn, maybe over their car. I mean, it's crazy.
Fuck you and your Prius. Drive right over him.
Just park on this fucking Prius. Yeah, it's one of those cars. Yeah, see, at this level, if I could get it, because somebody said, we're giving you one of these cars, I'd be so afraid something would happen to it. I'm like too afraid. Yeah. Now, if I had that fuck you money, I'd be like, I don't care what happens to it. I got 5 of them,
Eddie Griffin style.
Eddie Griffin style.
Bought my mom a house, spent the rest on PCP.
Goddamn Eddie Griffin.
Boy, you're the goddamn devil.
I gotta have I think I have to do a Chappelle binge one of these days. Dude,
this morning I was eating ribs. Yes, this morning I was eating ribs. And I was just like, thanks, ribs. I took a nap after.
I love how he goes to bed and he's got like the sauce all over the pillow and shit, and he's just sitting there. Thanks, ribs.
He pulls the cotton out. He's like, hickory.
It's funny, the cotton, just like all the pills. Like,
I
wonder why they do that.
Thanks, ribs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, thank you all for listening to the podcast this week. We really do appreciate it. Check us out, skibumpodcast.com. Follow us on the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Untapped at Ski Bum Podcast. We're also on your favorite podcasting apps, Amazon, iTunes, Google, Stitcher, Spotify. Please go there, rate us, and subscribe. If you want stickers, hit us up, skibumpodcast@gmail.com, or send us a nice, friendly letter. We'd love that too.
We love the letters.
We love the messages. We appreciate you guys listening. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Stay high, stay falutin'.
See ya.